What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another video today, and as you guys can see, we've got something new in the background. It's OverPrime. I was lucky enough to get a key to be able to play Wednesday night for OverPrime, and it was pretty good. We're going to be going over the good and the bad of what I experienced in OverPrime today. First of all, I will lead with these being my opinions. This is just what I'm gathering from playing the game for a couple hours last night. It was fun, but it has some issues that we will get into. A couple things before we start. Number one, the first question you guys are going to ask is Overprime better than Predecessor? Short answer, no, it's not. Predecessor's better. We'll get into a couple things that it does better and stuff like that in probably a different video. But some of the stuff today will be retrospective of that. So, with that out of the way, we're going to get into the good of Overprime. First of all, game feels good. It actually runs really smooth. I wasn't on max graphics or anything, but I wasn't dropping frames. Even standing inside stuff like Gideon ultimates and using a bunch of abilities, lots of particle effects. At no point did I feel like my frames were like dying or I felt like I didn't know exactly what was going on. It felt good. The characters look good. They do. I really like the art style of the game. The map looks really good. The flora all looks good. The Prime and the Prime Guardian both look really good. The game looks very polished. The names, on the other hand, this is just a little bit of a nitpick. The names are not good. Obviously, some of them were bad initially, and they changed some of them. Like Gideon initially was renamed to Daryl, and people were like, "Wow, that's dumb." So they renamed him to Cosmos, which is better. I don't mind that. But he has a skin. His Undertow Gideon skin is renamed to Hungry Pirate, which is not good. They need to change it. I don't know if that's like a Korean to English translation or something like that. It's just not good. And then to top that off, Gideon's ultimate is called Gobble Up, which is maybe one of the funnier ultimate names that I've ever seen. Other than that, the rest of the characters are good. They look good. Their skins are good. That kind of stuff. Other than that, the item shop is pretty cool. It's easy to navigate. It shows you what the stats the item give. It shows you what those stats will do to your stats on the left side. If you hover an item, it's like, oh, your physical power goes from being 200 to being 220, which is a good touch. I think it looks good. It's easy to navigate. What the items do, they're easy to build up, that kind of stuff. The Raptor thing, it is called Prime Guardian. Really cool objective. It just gives it permanent stacking buffs. So the first time you kill it, it gives like 5% damage. The second time, it gives a little bit of defense or something. They're cool. I think it's good. It's a very impactful buff. It's better than Prime, which we'll get into later, but it's just I really like Prime Guardian. It's a cool buff. It's cool. They did it well. Moving into the bad stuff. We're going to try to not rant about too much of this stuff. But moving into it, first off, we have ability descriptions. This is something that doesn't actually impact gameplay at all, but they're just really bad. Most of them are less than 10 words. They marginally tell you what the ability does, and you have no idea actually how much damage your shit does. Because stuff like Fang Mao's hamstring, you look at it and it says Fang Mao spins around his sword, slowing enemies. And it's like, okay. And then you look at at what it does, and it says damage 170, slow 55, cooldown 8, mana 60, or something like that, right? So it's like, okay, so it does 170 damage. Is that flat? Do I get any scaling with that? Does that do plus percentage of my physical power? No idea. 55 slow. Is that percent? Is that like a move speed thing? Yeah, no idea. Mana cost. All right, that pretty straightforward. Cooldown also pretty straightforward. But the point is, the abilities they need some more. They need a little bit more description to them. Is all I'm saying. Second, I played 4 characters last night. I got to play Kalari, Fang Mao, Murdoch, and Shinbi. 3 of those characters felt really good. Fang Mao did not. Fang Mao feels awful to play. To the point where I literally would not recommend playing Fang Mao if you get access to Overprime this weekend. I literally don't recommend it. Teleport was clunky. It roots you when you cast it, and you stutter step coming out of it, meaning you're never chasing anyone down with this ability. His hamstring range way too small. It needs to be larger than melee range, and it felt smaller than melee range. To the point where I could auto someone and then hamstring, and it wouldn't hit them, which just feels beyond bad when it's supposed to slow and let you auto people. His shield, his Q comes out too slow. You stop autoing for way too long when you use his Q. His ultimate is useless. It roots you in place while you use it, and you can't rotate it. So in other games, you can rotate it while you use it. In this one, nope, you just use it. You're stuck in place. It doesn't feel good. It has a threshold on it, has an execute on it, but it's a HP threshold, not a percentage HP threshold. So it executes people below 650 HP, which is bad. It doesn't do anything. The only time it matters is when a Muriel is in the game because of shields. But even then, a percent health threshold would do the exact same thing, but 10 times better. So they need to either change it or take it off because it just feels kind of bad putting it on the ability. The game, laning goes on forever. I was playing Shinbi and we were laning at like 28 minutes. It was fun for about 10 and then it got boring and I was sitting there trying to gain XP because I was getting all the XP from last hitting stuff and my carry or my supports, I was playing kind of carry, we were in duo lane. My support was level 2 and I was level 8, which just feels a little off, which brings me to XP. XP feels weird. I was playing Kalari, I was playing jungle, I had like 7 kills, and my solo laner, who was like 0 and 3, was 3 levels up on me because they were getting solo farm. I was even out CSing them as far as jungle creeps are concerned, but they were getting solo farm and they were out leveling me. It just feels really weird. Prime is the next point. Prime sucks. I hate it. I said this 6 months ago when they came out with that trailer. They had a trailer of Murdoch dunking Prime and then spawning it down mid and running it down or whatever. Yeah, it's as bad as I said it was going to be. I know that I said it was going to be bad 6 months ago, and guess what? It is. It's just not good. It spawns Prime in the middle lane. Prime doesn't hit anyone. It just walks down mid and hits the inhib. Assuming the tower is gone, it hits the inhib. The issue with this is that it doesn't do enough damage to threaten the inhib on its own. Meaning, if you have your carry shooting Prime, Prime will die before your inhib, which is fine. You have to have a team backing it up, which means it's not a threat. You're not going to split push while this thing's going. The other issue is Prime dies really easily. If you have 2 or 3 people DPSing the Prime, it dies. We killed it in that Shinbi game. We killed Prime walking down mid in 15 seconds. It didn't feel like it was impacting the game whatsoever. So yeah, I was right about that one 6 months ago. I was right. Next and last point, this is the last kind of bad that I have to go over, is time to kill. I think this is the biggest issue because it's gonna push new players away from the game. Is what I see happening. It's needlessly fast, the time to kill. It doesn't need to be as fast as it is. It feels like another thing that I said earlier that came true is that it makes the game feel like an arena shooter. After about the 30-minute mark, everything that happens in the game feels like you're playing Lawbreaker or Overwatch. It feels kind of bad to the point where my best comparison to this is, let's say you are playing a damage hero in Overwatch and you're playing against McCree. If McCree flashbangs you, what happens? You die, right? You die. He either double dinks you to the head or he fans the hammer. Either way, you're dead. And it's all because he landed one stun. And it's like, yeah, forehead, dodge the stun. But, you're not always going to dodge the stun, and then you insta-die. The issue is you have 70-second respawn timers in OverPrime versus 5 seconds in Overwatch. So it just feels a little bad to have a Countess teleport on you and insta-kill you, or a Kalari teleport on you and insta-kill you, and then you can't do anything. There's no counterplay. You're not beadsing and walking away from a Kalari ultimate. You're not Aegising a Kalari ultimate. There's no counterplay to it. So that's the main reason that it feels bad to me. I don't necessarily mind the really fast time to kill if there was something to do against it. Currently, there's not, which just feels bad. But that's actually it. That's all that I've got for you guys. If you guys have questions, let me know in the comments down below. I know I didn't cover everything, so if you guys have questions, let me know. I will do my best to answer all of them throughout the day. I'll be streaming. I'll be on my computer all day long. So let me know your questions. I'll get back to you guys. But that is all that I've got for you guys. OverPrime. It's fun. By all means, please try it out this weekend. It actually is fun. Whether or not you guys like it and can stick with it, that's up to you guys. We only get it for one weekend to start with, so you guys have time to think about it afterwards. But go try it. Go get your own opinions. Go see what you guys think about the game and then come back and let me know. I'm curious what you guys think about OverPrime. Am I being too harsh on it? I don't know. Let's find out together. So, as always, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, please do leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. We're getting to that number that's getting close to 1,000. I know that we're not really close to 1,000, but we're kind of getting close to being close. So if you guys just help me out, 2022 is going to be a big year. So that's all I've got for you guys. As always, I've been Pinzo. This video's donezo. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.